All right. I think I'm good.
All right, guys.
Hell
So
yeah.
welcome, everyone, the Columbus DJ Podcast, episode 1. We have Governor, VLEX, and Breakfast Club here as our special guests. So big shout out to them for testing this out with us. But we wanted to have a platform for Columbus DJs to talk about what's going on right now and, hear their stories and hopefully drop some knowledge. So if you're here, thank you so much, and stick around for more. I'm Mike. I go by DJ Access.
I go by Corrupt, resident DJ at Dahlia, Columbus. I'm a scam artist. I play open format, and I produce house music.
That is accurate. And then we got Governor here. Governor, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Govin. I go by Governor. I spell it kind of weird because I'm usually fried, so I can't spell very well sometimes. I play tech house. I did have Timmy's house and Streetlights and a couple of different bars around the city, but all that's up in the air right now. So right now I just go live on Instagram and shit. Well, Facebook, I guess. And
how long you been in the game?
I've been making music since I was like 15. I used to rap, but I just started DJing and getting into house music about a year and a half ago.
Dope. And any favorites? You talked about Timmy's house. You've played a couple big events though too. You want to talk about those? Like open up some doors?
Yeah, my favorite was probably I was on direct support for Dom Dalla and Sonny Federa at Chisholm. I always love playing there because that system's nice and they got a nice video board. But aside from that, I did a couple shows at Dahlia. I think Dylan Nathaniel and Shiba-san. Both of those were fire. So just kind of trying to open up for the house guys in Columbus and kind of get that sound out there because I feel like a lot of the clubs were playing a lot of open format and a lot of people weren't really hip to what kind of house music that we're putting out there and playing. And so it's been nice to kind of get that out there and see how the city responds to it.
For sure. And that's why we want to have you out here. Not that you speak for the house heads, but, hopefully that you're representing the
no
house
pressure.
head. And then VLEX, why don't you start telling people who you are?
What's going on? I'm Alex. I go by VLEX.
Talking the mic.
My best friend's party. Up at Club, which is Ryder Breakfast Club.
What's up, man?
We just been same shit, different day, live streaming. We actually just set up the entire basement. We got it all set up, so we've been doing a lot of that recently.
Hey, Alex, can you get a little closer to your mic?
Oh, shoot.
You can't hear me?
No, I can.
That's
Yeah.
better.
Everything you said,
Sorry.
just assume you didn't hear it.
Okay. Start over.
So,
I'm Alex. I go by VLEX. Work with my best friend's party. I do stuff at Lit, which is an after-hours spot, if you guys know that. This is Ryder. This is Breakfast Club.
Yeah. Like I said, we work with my best friend's party. We play at Lit a lot. Play shows Scully's, Dahlia. We throw Thump on Wednesdays. We're going to actually start streaming that, so that way people that can't go out anymore, we can hopefully party from home Wednesday nights. Going to do 10 o'clock to 1. Catch us on Facebook for sure.
Yeah, that's actually going to lead into what I wanted to talk about today. What do you guys think of a wave of streaming DJs? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? I think all of us have done a stream at some point in the past month, right? Am I right with that?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe let's just talk about how you guys think the streaming culture is. Do you like it? Do you think it'll last?
I personally like. I'm like mixed on it. I really like how you can get a different view on your favorite artists and stuff. For example, I really like Ghastly and kind of use him as an inspiration for me. And his streams have been a lot more fun because he's kind of just like goofing off, experimenting with music, and just having a good time. And it's like a lot different than seeing him in his like work mode, throwing like an hour and a half set at a show or whatever. You actually get to see like his thought process and kind of like just that I like to see that on a lot of different people's streams, like seeing them kind of having fun and doing their thing. You know, but I also kind of dislike how everybody's streaming all the time, because now it's, you know, instead of having like to go out at one night and go and see one or two friends, you've got like 10 people. They're all playing at the same time, and you don't really get to kind of see everyone. So there's a lot of saturation, but
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Alex, we can hear Breakfast Club really well, but we still can't hear you very well.
Yeah. Project
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
a little bit.
Govin, you've done a couple of streams now. What do you think, man?
I think it's dope. I hear what Breakfast Club is saying, because there's a saturation level with it. But I think it's really dope for especially a lot of the people who are coming up in the scene right now, who are just now getting into it, because it still gives you something to work on, and it gives you something to do. Because I know for me, one of my biggest releases is playing a set, or, you know, is mixing music and setting a vibe. So it's nice to be able to still do that. And for a lot of people, it breaks up the monotony of the day, whether people are giving you their full attention and watching your stream, or whether they're throwing it up, casting it to the TV, and, you know, doing the dishes. It makes it easier for people. They don't have to decide what they want to listen to, you know, and it kind of helps to break up that where people are missing their favorite DJs or their favorite artists, because you can still kind of hear what they're listening to and what they're doing, as opposed to just, you know, actually feeling as isolated as we seem to be.
Sure. And then, James, you have a stream tonight after this, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go on at 9. I really like it. I mean, I never went live on Instagram or anything that often, and this kind of got me out of my comfort zone, and I had a great time with it. And I'm with Breakfast Club. I think it's a unique way to see all your favorite artists and, you know, see them at their own home. Just spinning for an hour is pretty cool. It seems like the weekends there's like, you know, you get on Instagram, you see like 8 of your favorite DJs. It's like, oh, what stage do I want to go to? It's like crazy.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, there's a lot of people doing it, but I mean, that's great. The more people that are watching so-and-so's live stream, they're going to pop on yours, you know? So if you're a smaller DJ and, you know, you come up on the live list, I think that's great.
Kind of keeps the scene alive, too, I feel like, as opposed to letting it die down, you know, especially with locals. Because it does, when you post something, when you do it on Facebook, it kind of notifies people. So I've seen people in my live streams that I know would never actually make it downtown to go to a show, that now see what I do. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so I think
true.
that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, my family's getting on there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people that I've met at festivals a year ago that haven't seen me, that, you know, maybe I met at Force 2 years ago, they're commenting. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely helped kind of gain like a following and stuff. Like I personally have gotten a couple of extra followers after, like, you know, doing a stream, just from people posting it in groups and that. So I like it to like kind of gain steam for once we can finally go out playing again.
Yeah,
How about you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm pretty fascinated by the whole thing. I jumped on streaming way back when on Twitch, when that like first started, even with the gaming world, just streaming the music channels. And then when IG Live did it, I tried it. So I've had like all the gear to kind of set up for this. And now that it's becoming mainstream, I'm really fascinated by it, because that stuff, that infrastructure was always there. But now people are actually like utilizing it and doing it. So guys like D Nice, who had 50,000 to 100,000 people in their stream, I'm really just fascinated by like how they, you know, keep people when, you know, they're just doing anything that you and I would do. Myself, I just like it that I don't have to worry about like, oh, can I play this because it came out in 2011? Yeah, you're really getting like what the DJ is really like. I think at least from what I've been putting out, it's just, you know, if a song sounds good to me, I can play it because, you know, who knows who's listening anyway. I'm not really paying for a crowd.
Yep.
It seems like some DJs have it all figured out like a long time ago. Like you go on their live stream, they've got like they're in outer space somehow with like a green screen. Like I'm just like, what am I doing, man? I got like a blanket down under my mixer.
That's because that's where the actors be at in their city. That's why.
Dude, yeah, man. What's up, Rusty?
Rusty.
Oh, hey.
And so much crap to all of us.
Good.
Surprise, surprise.
And
So, how else are you guys coping with the shutdown? Obviously, we're all doing some streaming, but what else kind of you guys doing to cope?
I've been in Ableton a lot. Just trying to watch a lot of videos and learn as much as I can, and just kind of try to level up. It's become kind of a thing that's like, I want to say like, I don't want to say therapy, but it's a good release for me to sit and, you know, work out a groove in the morning when I get up, you know, and then have that to feel good about going into the rest of the day, and then maybe finish it, maybe not. But it definitely makes it a little bit easier being stuck in the house, because now I got all the time in the world.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
Anyone else? James, have you been producing more now, or are you focusing on other stuff?
yeah, man, the first week of the quarantine, I guess, I finished my EP pretty quickly. And then there's just a lot of stuff after that I'm after I've heard a track so many times in the studio, I'm like, I got to fix it here, I got to fix it there. So, like, I'm really hesitant to, like, send it out right away. I'm kind of just, like, sending it to some people and getting their input. But yeah, and then I also, I wasn't a big gamer, and Rusty started getting me on the Call of Duty. So
Yep, I am
Man,
right there with you.
dude, that time just flies when you're playing that game.
It sure does.
Yo, we got to get each other's gamer tags before we log on this. We'll play some.
Absolutely.
I don't think you guys want to be on my team, but
I suck.
VLEX Ryder, you guys are roommates. What are you guys doing to cope? Are you staying 6 feet away from each other? What's going on?
Clearly
Yeah,
not.
I mean, this is the closest we've been, obviously.
My room's on the 3rd floor. You know, I usually just stay up there.
Yep.
Hide away.
No, we've been, I mean, other than hang here, we just kind of just chill, the two of us. That's why we've been liking to stream, so that way we can kind of get people are used to seeing us play together anyways. So like when we get a stream, we can kind of get like the best of both worlds. So we've been working on that project, like got some carpet, laid some carpet, kind of setting a bunch of different screens around, and you know, we probably spent like just building. Yeah, we spent some time building the stage down in the basement.
There was a lot of heartache.
dude, that's gonna be sweet though. 'Cause,
Yeah, we doing boiler rooms when we get back.
yeah, that's gonna be sweet,
Yeah, no, it looks really good. It's
especially for you two. Like, I feel like, you know, most of the city that knows you guys are very energetic and know how to throw a party. So I feel like once you guys get a live stream going together, that's gonna.
Yeah, literally the last thing we need to do right now is just get green screens up and running.
Yeah.
Hopefully Govian will come over and help us with that.
Yeah, we've been running a black screen right now with a bunch of different. I have like a bunch of different color changing light bulbs, so we can like, you know, it's a whole entire blacked out room, and then I can kind of like make it whatever color I want. So when he plays, it's all like red and evil, you know, like him.
Yeah.
I got my blue lights and stuff. Once we get the green screens, it'll be dope. Everything will be green, you know, be a little floating head. So that's what we've been doing to take up the time, is just kind of working on this project and say, how can we have like the best, or maybe not even the best, but the most unique or a unique stream for here in Columbus, as well as hopefully further.
Yeah, maybe we can talk about that. What have you guys seen streamers do really well on their streams? Like for instance, D-Nice. I noticed he talks to the camera a lot. You know, he always talks about like people who are coming in the chat. Now the people he's talking about are like Justin Timberlake and Oprah. And
Yeah, it's like, all right, what up, Grandma? It's like,
so I would definitely shout those people out too. But you know, just from, you know, the environment, the green screen element, what have you guys seen streamers doing really well?
I'd say the first thing I really look for or listen for is like sound quality. I mean, that's like the main thing you really want. You don't want to like click on somebody's live stream and it sounds literally like it's coming through their phone.
You'd be surprised, man. A lot of the streams that I've seen with a ton of people are just blasting laptop speakers at their iPhones and going on IG Live. And honestly, for IG Live, that's the easiest one. Now, the Twitch and Facebook's copyright's messed up. Twitch is really good with OBS and everything. But yeah, I've seen no like down, like it's frustrating to us, I think, for quality wise, but I'm not seeing any like differences when people are just blasting laptop speakers at their iPhone, whether they have it hooked up direct. Do you guys find that too, or is it just me?
Well, I feel like with this stuff, like with D Nice and some of the stuff on IG Live, there's a lot of that's more built on nostalgia. So where you got those battles and all that happening, they already know what the song sounds like. So if you're hearing it playing from the iPhone speaker, it's not really going to change the way you feel about the song because you know how you felt when you heard it. But what we're trying to do is I'm playing music that you probably haven't heard very much of. So when it's more about, you know, listening to it and getting that groove, I think the sound quality is more important, especially when it comes to dance music and electronic music. If you're trying to hear, because a lot of it is sound design, you know? And so you want to be able to hear what's actually happening. You're going to lose a lot of that low end if you're playing through a mic, you know? So I think it depends on what the arena you're doing that in is, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Now, but okay, so it's still coming out of iPhone speakers, you know? Yeah. Potentially. So,
right.
Do you think that matters as much? I mean, I would definitely agree with you that it definitely matters more for EDM versus top 40.
For IG though, but I think a lot of the people who are watching like the hard summer streams and shit are watching it on speakers.
Gotcha.
They're throwing Twitch up on the TV, or you know, and they've got a sound bar. But IG Live, you're only watching that through your phone anyway, so that doesn't matter as much there because you don't have as many options for casting it, I guess.
Sure. Where are you guys getting the most engagement? Which platform are you getting the most engagement on?
Usually Facebook.
Yeah, definitely Facebook.
Hey, Governor, how do I get one of your shirts, man?
I got a bunch of them. I guess I could probably take them to the post office and ship them to you.
As long as
I'll get a Google Doc up or something with some where people can tell me what size they need and shit. We can get that figured out because I am sitting on them right now and I might as well.
Where do you get your shirts, man?
My buddy Dave got them made up for me.
Shout Dave out. Michigan. Dave some money, man. Shout him out.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what the dude's company is because my homie hooked me up like through one of his friends.
Oh, some underground.
So it was really like an investment on his part. So yeah, that's me dropping the ball on that. But it's a dude who runs a shop out of Michigan, I believe.
Mike, where are you? It looks like you're in like Capsule Corporation or some shit from Dragon Ball Z.
This is great. This is
the only spot in my bedroom where the lighting will allow you to see me because the light's directly above.
That's a nice cabinet.
It goes everywhere.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. Rusty said, start asking some weird shit.
Like what?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
I want to. What are you guys eating for dinner tonight?
That's not weird.
I made some Chipotle pepper chicken. Real fire. So good.
You guys cook a lot, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Nice. There's a whole party going on outside my balcony right now. There's like 20 people. Do I call on them or just let
we
them
live right in the heart of campus, man.
Don't
seriously. Nobody's.
Don't tell them. Just go outside and cough. I bet they go back in the crib.
All right. Rusty wants a weird question. Let's go with favorite Pornhub category.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God damn it.
All right. Hi, Mom.
And I was worried about smoking a joint on camera. We trying to talk about Pornhub and shit.
Oh, this is all.
One word category. One word category.
My favorite Pornhub category is gay.
All right, Blex, we're going right to left, so you're up.
Oh, no.
Guys.
Wait, what?
One word, favorite Pornhub category.
One word. Oh,
One
God.
word.
One word. Ass. Yeah.
There we go. All right, Breakfast Club. Ryder, what's up?
Oh, shit.
Vanilla.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
You be watching them cooking podcast.
We'll go.
Oh, God.
That motherfucker be on Cinemax.
All right. James's mom earmuff. Go ahead, James.
Goddamn right.
He's got to have a story with this, you know? He's really got to get, like, in-depth into it.
Pornhub keyword? Probably short video. It don't take me long, bro. I don't. Anyway.
I'll go with compilation.
All right.
Good question.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys watch Ozark yet?
I have not. I got really bored during the first season. I never went back to it.
Gosh, so good. Gotta be the best.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened in the second season, so I haven't started it yet. I have to rewatch it.
Jason Bateman. He's the man.
I did watch The Outsider, though. I enjoyed it, but I thought the ending was kind of boring.
Which one was that? Is that the one where the dude like becomes like Yakuza or something?
Yeah, no, that's it's the Stephen King one on HBO, which that starts out you think it's the Jason Bateman show, and then it's never mind. That's
I got a question for you guys. Because I've been talking to some people today about the industry, you know, when we're coming back. Like, I personally see the industry not being the same after we return. I think it's going to be a long time. I'm kind of worried about it. I mean, I'm hearing different things about when, you know, clubs will be back to operational. But yeah, I think, you know, I don't know if people are going to be in party mode, maybe in some places, younger crowds. But I think a lot of those older spots, older bars and stuff, they're going to just be paranoid for a while, even when they're allowed to go back out.
I think it'll take a while. I think once it gets back, I feel like restaurants and bars are going to be real iffy, tentative for probably about a year. But I also kind of feel like if we're out of this come fall, once winter hits, people are going to be in the clubs and the local scene and start to pop. I can't call it with festivals because, you know, we still got states that aren't doing distancing right now, so it's going to be hard to open up festivals where you got people who are supposed to be traveling from all over the country, let alone other places in the world, when you still have states that are hitting their peak in August, you know. So it's really hard to call it, and it's really uncertain. But I do like how the community and how the industry has been like rallying together and rallying around it, so that everyone doesn't lose hope, and that, you know, we can still connect with people in the way that we do, which is, I think, the reason that most of us are in it.
Yep.
No, I agree 100%.
I'll echo that, like, because I've talked to more of my friends in the past month than I have since like college.
Yeah.
Really. So I feel like it's been really nice to just connect with people, see how everybody's doing. So I agree with you there, Govin, for sure. So obviously, you know, we're hoping that it comes back like sooner rather than later. Do you think music will be the same as it was when March 1st, like everyone's still listening to the same stuff? Or do you think people are listening now that once, you know, we get to maybe, you know, July, August, September, when people are hopefully coming back, do you think it'll be a whole new set of music, or you think it'll still be kind of like we just took off from March 1st?
I think it's going to be experimental for us. I mean, I think every night's going to be different. As an open format guy, I'm going to have to play a lot of safe shit just to get the bar going, making sure that I have it before I start, you know, getting too crazy with it. But I know this, like, if we're booking a show, if you're a DJ right now and you're making like $10K a show, you might need to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough at first.
I think
What's that?
I think it opens a door for more experimentation in general, as far as like outside of the open format goes for dance music.
Right.
I think a lot of people are going to have time to find more of their style now that there's not this like clock ticking where you need to, you know, once you start getting hot, you got to carry it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that it might provide an opportunity for people to actually find more genuine lanes for themselves because they're not chasing it. because there's nothing to chase right now. So just fucking work, you know? So I think that might help. And I think the locals might get a boost because, like you said, those booking fees got to come down. Because ain't shit guaranteed no more. You don't know who's coming to the club tonight, like, you know? So,
yeah, I mean, you got to think of all the shows that have been canceled already, too.
Right.
And those DJs are looking for new dates, and they're not going to get them all because nobody knows what's going on.
Right.
You know, everyone's still trying to, you know, keep a firm grip in the industry, but, you know, Vegas clubs are losing money, club owners are losing money. So, like, you know, they're going to run with local lineups for a while, I think. Unless it's like a guaranteed sellout, you know? Like, I don't know.
Which I don't think will exist anymore.
VLEX, question.
What's up?
How's, like, everybody with My Best Friend's Party doing? I know you guys were doing a lot of shows and you guys were seeing success. How's the boys, Brando, Bryson?
Yeah, man, they're doing good. You know, just staying in. Like, I mean, obviously this has been real hard with everything getting canceled. It's just like literally like going down the line, watching everything just get canceled further and further out. So which really sucks. But I'm sure like the first show back is definitely gonna be a banger. Like, absolutely.
Yeah, your guys' crowd will definitely be there for support. That's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, Wooks don't give a shit.
Also, though, for everybody that does come, when we do finally get to start throwing shows again, please, everybody, remember, just be safe because you've had a long time off. Yeah. You don't need everybody just going back thinking that it's like how it was. Make sure
a little too hard.
Yeah, I am a little concerned about that part. So I just want to say for everybody, when we do get back to going to normal, don't go back to normal.
Yeah, I don't know, man. A lot of my friends seems like their alcohol intake is increased.
I'm at the crib. Ain't no intolerant thing going nowhere, bro.
I think people's tolerance is gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe switch from one thing to another. What would you guys say? Like, so it's easy for someone to be like, "Yo, why should we care about like DJs losing work for 3-4 months?" What would you guys say is like the biggest misconception about DJing? We can just go down the line, or if someone wants to chime in. What do you guys say?
Dude, this is a full-time investment for us, and I don't think I think a lot of people that think that, you know, us that do this on the weekends, we just are sitting and doing nothing during the week.
Right.
This is a full-on project, multiple projects, branding, producing, preparation of music, promoting, marketing, booking, email. Like, there's so much that goes into this, and, you know, we essentially lost a full-time job. And I think a lot of people, you know, that don't know the industry or don't know DJing specifically, you know, they probably think we're just a bunch of party kids, you know?
Yeah,
but it's just not true. After a certain level, that's not true. You know, yeah, we can have fun with our friends when we want to, but it's just, this is a full, you know, it's our passion, but it's a full career.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyone want to add to that?
I would say that.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, he's spot on.
I would say not so much of a misconception, but I guess more of a misunderstanding of what the culture is and how the differences in between situations as far as DJing goes, you know?
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Go?
A lot of people will see a DJ DJing a wedding and think that it's the same situation as when you see that DJ DJing at a club versus when you see them DJing at like a festival or, you know, or a house party. And those are all different environments.
Way so, you know?
Then a lot of people, I feel like they may not experience all of them. So when they find themselves in one, they get it crossed up. Cause like I'll be playing a set and you'll have someone walk up trying to make a request. And it's like, this isn't a jukebox situation.
Oh yeah.
I'm creating an environment for you to enjoy. If you're not enjoying that environment, then I'm sorry, but it's not for you to modify. If that was the case, you know, if that was the case, then the jukebox would be on, which is different from when you're at a wedding, when you're expected to make requests, you know, or at like a house party when you can walk up and do that. You know, those are very different situations that are, you know, that all require different skill sets and different vibes. And I feel like people aren't as respectful of that sometimes. And I think it's just because they don't know.
Right. That's it.
But, yeah.
What would you guys say? So I've always said there's a difference. There's two sides of the spectrum. There's like DJ, which is, you know, I'm going to play to whatever these people want, whatever is going to make the party the best in my vision of what the best is. That's what I'm going to play. And then there's the artist who you were saying, Govin, I don't take requests. I'm up here doing my thing. What would you guys say? Where would you guys say you are on the spectrum? Does it vary by party? And what do you guys like to watch? Like when you go see DJs, do you like more of the DJ side or more of the artist side?
I'll go ahead.
No, yeah.
Just being an open format DJ, I mean, I enjoy playing everything. I like the challenge of it. I mean, just this last year, you know, I've played full hip hop sets, and you know, the last year and a half or whatever. And I really love hip hop, but I've never had to just play a full hip hop set before. You know, I'm an electronic producer, like, you know, my roots are house music, but I love everything. In fact, I love a set where I can play hip hop and house music together.
Yeah.
But I'll play to the room because that's going to keep me employed, for one. And two, I genuinely like it. Like, people love my house sets. You know,
I love your house sets.
Yeah. And I love playing it. But like, I really do enjoy playing a full hip hop set too. I really do. And I think that every DJ is different. So that's me. You know, you guys are different. And I just want to hear you guys be you. Mm-hmm. And whatever style of music you're playing, as long as you're still being yourself, that's great. I mean, because I feel like one misconception is, you know, if a DJ produces something, that's what they're gonna play, and right. That is true for some
a huge
genres. Yeah, I agree, and I think, you know, with some DJs, yeah, obviously, you know, you go see Chris Lake, you're not gonna hear a decision, but like a lot of those bass DJs are starting to play house music, you know. Because they want to, you know. I don't know.
No,
Flex, what do you guys think? Artist versus DJ. Where are you guys on the spectrum? What do you like to see? And yeah, all that.
I mean, definitely, like, if I'm at Scully's, you know, I'm playing definitely like a black set, like, you know, real heavy. But if I'm at, you know,
answer the mic, Alan.
Say what? So yeah, if I'm playing at Dahlia, it's definitely going to be more open format, like, you know, like mixing a little bit of everything, stuff that I like, but it's stuff that I know like people will recognize. But like if I'm at Scully's, like obviously I'm going to bang it the fuck out, like play real heavy.
Yeah, I agree. Like I like to play. If I'm going to play like a MBFP show, or like if I'm opening up like an opening gig or something, I make more of like an artist type set where, you know, if I have a 45 minutes or an hour, I'm going to play what I want to, and it's going to like tell a story for that time. But then when I go and have like, if I go playing Thump or like go play Lit, I kind of just goof off and say, all right, at this moment, I feel like playing some bass house. And then, all right, you know, like let's just switch it up to some rhythm or whatever. So like, I enjoy having a set where you get to see like Breakfast Club at like his best, and then I also enjoy just kind of goofing off and playing whatever it is that I want to, that everybody else wants to hear as well. So I mean, it kind of depends.
So it depends on the show for you guys.
Yeah, like where we're playing at, you know, kind of type thing. Like, is it are we opening up for somebody? Because like if I'm playing at Scully's, I can make that set. And then, you know, if I lose the crowd for a couple minutes there, they're not going to leave the venue. They're there to see the main guy. You know, it gives them a break or whatever, where they can go outside, smoke a cigarette, drink a drink. Where if you're playing like, you know, like James does at Dahlia, you have to kind of keep the people there engaged the whole time. So you got to be different.
I want to ask two questions. So James, you've played at Electric Forest, some of the big festivals down south as well. When you do your sets there, is it when you're preparing your set?
I don't know. It was working earlier, but I don't know.
do you kind of think of your set like, what are these people going to like? Or is that where you take the opportunity to say, okay, this is the James DJ Corrupt, and kind of take the more artist route?
You talking about festivals?
Yeah, just on the big festivals where you know, they can't request anything if they wanted to.
Yeah, so I feel like a club, outside of the club, doing a specific stage type of show, I think that is true. I think you got to be yourself there. That is your moment to show your production and or your style, you know, around it, and the people that inspire you, as far as like what inspired your production and stuff. Because those festivals, they're booking you for that. They're not booking you for your club stuff.
Yeah,
and then Govan, are there any events? Yeah. And then Govan, are there any events that you do where you do more of the DJ side of things rather than like, hey, don't mess with me, I'm doing my thing, no requests?
I mean, when I'm playing at Goody Boy, I definitely tailor the kind of things I want to play, and I'll find songs that I know that I'd play there that I'd never play in a set, you know, like edits and different remixes and whatnot. So I'm still aware that there are people there that need to be kept in the room, you know what I'm saying? But the groove is there. So, you know, so for me, it's much more about maintaining that, you know what I'm saying, than any particular request. Because I'll be playing some groovy, you know, rap edit or something, and somebody will walk up asking for some way off the wall shit, and I'm like, what the hell part of these last 30 minutes made you think I would even play that? Like, what makes you think I have it? You know, like that. It's just out of context shit. So like, if it's something that fits with what I've been doing or what you hear, then yeah. But like,
what is going on?
If I'm playing tech house and you walk up asking for Dipset, that don't even make no fucking sense because you ain't heard none of that the whole time, you know. Like, and so that's where it's like kind of where I'll read the room, but also like when you're in the room, kind of read the room too before you know, have that entitlement to where you think I'm a jukebox for you.
You got to remember though, too, man. Though and I agree with you, obviously. But you know, if I could play a devil's advocate, most people aren't thinking about context. They're coming there, they're celebrating something, they're just out. They came in, and they want to hear what they want to hear, and I get that. So they're not thinking, hey, does this fit? Is this the right BPM? Is this the right genre? Is this the right key? Like, yeah. So I mean, I and that's what's frustrating from us, right? Because that's what we're thinking. We're thinking probably 10 levels deep on a lot of these transitions, what song to play. Maybe we're 5 songs ahead, whatever. But most people just want to hear what they want to hear.
But I think they want a feeling more than they want to hear what they want to hear. They want to feel like this. I'm gonna make you feel like that without you hearing what you heard before.
That's a good point.
Like, and that's what I like to express to those people is like, look, I get it. I understand why you want to hear my neck, my back. I'm gonna make you dance like that regardless. You know.
Wait till you hear this.
Yeah, so and I think that's where the bridge can be built, even from like DJ to promoter to owner of the bar. It's because that was a conversation I had when I started at Goody Boy. Was about doing the top 40 and and that kind of stuff. It was like, look, you sit in for a night and see what this is like, and you tell me if I don't give you the vibe that you're looking for without what you thought you were trying to have created. You know, to give that alternate for people that want to be at a bar and actually dance for a little bit, as opposed to just bopping their head, you know, and singing along with everything. Because for me, it's more about getting lost in the groove than knowing the words to the song.
Mike, I would
love you guys, go ahead, James, what do you say?
No, I want to hear your opinion on the matter, because I know you're an open format DJ. Like, what do you prefer to play? Like, what's your opinion on just how people react to your style?
Yeah, I think it's different for every event. I want to say that most of the time I lean towards the DJ route where, you know, I'm going to take a look at the crowd, analyze it, and see what I think is going to make people, whatever that vibe is going to set. So Dahlia, it's going to be more of a party atmosphere. At Goody Boy, it's more vibes. And just try and get the most, most energy out of that vibe that I can. On the artist side of things, I think if someone books you as, DJ act, they're not booking you to come DJ their party, that's where I can kind of do my own thing. But I almost think of it as like a Venn diagram. There's like the stuff over on the right side that I love, and then there's the stuff over on the left side that I know the crowd's going to love, and I usually try to stay somewhere in the middle there so that I'm keeping myself sane, and then I'm also having fun. Or I'm keeping myself in, but the crowd's having fun, and I'm still getting paid.
What are you guys up to, outside of this though?
Oh,
outside of live streaming, like video games. What are you guys trying to do to stay active, stay productive?
I've been trying to stay on my routine as much as possible. I'm definitely waking up a little bit later just because there's not as much stuff to do in the day. I'll admit that, but try to just, work on my Spanish, go through my emails, make sure my clients are good, stay in my workout routine. And then I have the middle of the day. I've been working on going through my music a lot, just, re-databasing. Hey, this shouldn't be in that folder. This needs to be added to this folder. And then, like we were talking about earlier, the evenings are a lot of video games, a lot of watching some other DJs stream, and way more time to relax than I ever thought I would have.
Feel that, man.
All I do is smoke joints and make house music all
the time. Hey, man, that's a whole vibe.
And I talk a lot of shit on Facebook because I be
it is. I was gonna say, I know you'd be on Twitter,
but
it's all good, man.
On Facebook though.
We love hearing your opinions, bro. It's fine.
Yeah.
If I gotta deal with them, you gotta deal with them.
In my next life, I'm gonna be as opinionated as Governor. I'm envious of how you can throw shit up there, dog.
But but we love Govin for that. Like that's it's good stuff, man. Where'd VLEX go to get another beer? What's he doing?
Yeah, he'll be back in a minute. Yeah,
he's filling up. I know it. He's coming back with a big ass glass.
He's about to come back with a pint of Jameson.
No, he's doing the opposite, man. He's emptying out right now.
Oh shit.
Hey, Breakfast Club, what's your guys' routine? Are you guys sticking to the routine, or is it just day by day? What's up?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, other than, it's pretty much the same as before, just we don't go out at night, still kind of sticking to waking up, kind of. Usually I go around and play music for like an hour or two. So I've been doing that. And then like we usually work on the setup or whatnot for a couple, hours or whatnot. And then we usually game all night, play Borderlands 3, or we've been playing a little bit of Warzone. Be freaking that new Doom game. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing recently. That's good, got a lot of tours.
That's my background, no lie.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, but for some reason I'm not.
Nah, man. There's nothing more relaxing than chopping wood, catching bugs, catching fish.
That sounds like physical labor.
Wow,
yeah, but see, I wouldn't do it in real life.
That don't sound relaxing at all.
No, I'm not about that.
I'm not doing none of that shit. This is my time to chill.
Bro, did you guys all see like all the festivals that are pretty much picking the same exact weekend to postpone to?
I hate it.
Like Lost Lands and
September. September is literally just
movement and forest, bro. I'm not doing that. That's fucked up.
What are you gonna do? What's gonna be the?
If I don't get to dance to house music all summer, I don't know how I can pick forest over movement. But that's gonna break my fucking heart. So I don't know.
Yeah, you can't not pick forest.
Let's talk about that. What do you guys?
I know. That's what I'm saying.
What do you guys' go-to festivals? Best festival
the drink. I was like, no, the opposite.
Best festival in the world is Electric Forest.
Yeah, you gotta go to Forest.
Lost Lands.
Electric Forest.
I'm going EDC Vegas.
But you've never been to Forest yet.
That's true. I've never been to Forest yet, but I'm also the kind of person who's like kind of a princess. So that
I was gonna say you gonna be in glamping.
Hey, I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. EDC Vegas was my favorite. We did it multiple years.
I only went to sleep at Forest on purpose one time.
I'll say this: I didn't even like camping before Forest, and that just changed everything.
Are you actually camping though, James?
Yeah, we're camping. We did the
He ain't no goddamn camping.
The only thing we had showers, and that was the only difference.
I was sleeping in lawn chairs, bro. You wasn't camping.
You didn't sleep. You just said you didn't sleep.
Oh my gosh, man!
I have footage.
I will say this though, honorable mention Ultra, just because you have like the day parties and the night party. It'd be like that aspect.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be able to go to Ultra because I'd be at Miami Music Week the whole time. I would never make it to the festival.
you wouldn't even make it. You'd be
I would
sleeping.
never make it to the festival.
That's a good point.
Too much house music outside.
Hey, I want to open it up to some questions. You know, we got about 14 minutes here. James, do you see anything in the Facebook? People asking us questions.
Saw one hater, and that was it.
Was it again?
looks like a lot of childish stuff.
I don't know, man. I got my sister, my mom on here.
Oh, nice.
What did Joey Pig say?
Oh,
What did?
I don't know. How's Vendetta doing, man? He's still doing the visuals?
Oh yeah, man.
I talked to Joey about a decent amount, probably not as much as VLEX and Ryder.
What's up, Peter?
But yeah, you know, he's doing
Hey,
well.
bro. Now that Peter's on here, it's my shout out time. He does so good on the lights and visuals at Dolly.
He
You guys
does great.
crushes it, dude.
No question.
Always love that dude. Come and do
So
some lights
talented.
at my house, man.
Yeah, come set some shit up for us.
We were talking about Peter's lights at Dahlia. His visuals and
Yeah.
lights, so good.
Hey, I wanna hear from each person here. Like, what is, in your opinion, the role of the light guy, and how does a good light guy enhance the crowd? And I want each of you guys to say something, because I think this is all something they are the unsung hero in the club behind us.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah, I just want lasers the entire time.
Yeah, all the lasers. All lasers.
Yeah, lasers.
What do you think, James?
Lasers? And where?
Yeah,
Dahlia?
No, I'm saying,
In general. Everywhere.
what's the role of
Oh.
the light guy, and how can they enhance shows?
Man, I don't know. All I know is I think the future is what Pritz is doing with those holograms. If we can get
That's
that
pretty
to be like a normal thing somehow. Like, lasers are obviously great, but like, I mean, if I'm playing like an open format set, they're really not that necessary.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like lights, the lights and the visuals tend to be more
That
important.
fucking hole.
than music. But
There
for
you
like, for more like open format and dance stuff, as long as the lights are moving, and you know, it's not as a big a part of the experience. I feel like, because for me, when I'm at a bass show, the lights and the visuals are so much more important, because the music is it's not as much of a groove, you know. So like the audio visuals are tied together much more than they are if you're at like a house set. Or if you're like open format in the club, you're gonna have just like your logo behind you. But when you have like a lot of bass DJs, and the more experimental stuff, you have actual visuals that were made for the music, you know.
Sure.
And I think that stuff is really fucking cool. A lot of the shit that like Nolan does at Trism really enhances it to like even like when I'm playing, it's stuff that I don't feel is needed. You know, I don't know how much it actually adds to my set, but it's cool as fuck, you know, and it's something for people to look at, and it gives more engagement with the stage as opposed to just dancing, you know. So it's definitely something you always want there.
Yeah, I'd definitely say, what was it? I don't know if any of you guys caught the last Excision tour. I think that was like one of the last shows I went to. But that like stage production, that was the craziest I've ever seen inside my entire life. I've never seen anything like that, like scale size. And I guess like that was like their B rig too, and they have an even bigger one, which just like I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Like
probably at Lost Lands.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
this is
just
like
bring that whole
tour.
thing to Express. I don't think so.
No, hell no.
I'm a big nerd for like lighting techs. I do some of that myself just during my normal shows. But I think that whether it's a bass show, top 40, whatever, I think lighting can really enhance the party. Just talking about, I think of like a like a Swedish House Mafia, like progressive house set where, you know, the beat drops out and that synth comes in and that yellow light like fades in. I love stuff like that. You know, knowing the balance between, you can't hit the strobe every drop because then by the halfway through the set, you're going to be tired of seeing strobe. Same with lasers, in my opinion. I know you guys love lasers.
I'm never tired of lasers. I fucking love lasers.
Hey, you know what though? What that's what Peter does so well is like the lasers. He doesn't over.
Bro, they come out of nowhere, and I be in that motherfucker like,
it's so great.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of respect for light guys, for sure. Dang.
And I will say that all the light guys in Columbus are gas.
True.
I haven't really run into anywhere where the lights are fucked up. They're always fire. Like Rios is fire, Peter is fire, Nolan's fire. The shit's all gas. I love it.
Really want to go.
I'll tell you who had the worst light show ever and who made me appreciate having a light guy at a club is Monarch, and I think they're closed now. So I don't think I'm hating on them.
You can talk about him now.
Yeah. But no, for real, I was in there on their Sunday. That's their best night. Sunday hip hop night. They're probably their best night by far. It's not even close. And I walked in at 10, and you'd have thought it was, as far from a lighting standpoint, you'd have thought it was midnight 30. Lights are going crazy. Same green the whole time. And I'm like,
where was this at?
This is at Monarch. So if you want, and green is the worst color to have as like your set club because it looks terrible on your skin tones. If you're taking a picture, I'm just being real. Like,
no, I hear you, bro.
But yeah, so to go from something like that where literally the lights are doing the same thing, same color the entire night, to Peter or Rios, I forget the other homeboy's name.
Nolan.
Help me out, guys. Nolan, where they're, I mean, we get to pick what songs coming up next, so we know them, right? Typically, they are literally live reacting to what we do. And not really, they may know the song, they may know not, and they just have to use their intuition to kind of guess where to go with a lot of that stuff. So, maybe I should stop talking about light guys. I might, is there any good questions from the chat that we can talk about?
Everybody's pretty much agreeing that lights are the best and VJs are just as important as the DJs. I mean, I agree.
Is everyone ready to agree with that? The light tech is just as important as the DJ. Anyone?
I think we should bring back DJ Oz. I miss him.
Yeah. What's he up to? Where's he at?
I don't know, man. I haven't seen that dude in years. He always had some crazy shit.
Shout
I
out
remember
photography.
him doing stuff at Sugar Bar 2 back in the day.
Dude, Jack has been killing it on the photography. I just want to give him a shout out since he's on here, man. He really dove in deep on that project, like, I don't know, a year ago now, and he's honestly putting out every quality photo. You know, he's doing good stuff for Dolly. He's doing good stuff for Fireproof, but, you know, just getting stuff to DJs, you know, he's just very, very artistic with it.
Yeah, let's link that over. So we're talking about photographers, Jack specifically, but like with regards to marketing, what are you guys doing to market yourself? Like, how much do you time and energy goes into your branding, your marketing, your logo, your photos, all that? And you guys can start with whoever.
Probably not enough, honestly.
Yeah, it's never enough. It feels like, you know.
I feel like for me, it felt like I built my brand way before I started playing. You know, being at Bodega and being a song selector there. And it was kind of how I learned how to read a crowd and also just kind of knowing how to get people to enjoy themselves in a way that's not intrusive, to where it doesn't feel like you're asking them to party or forcing them to party, you know? And so I kind of did that before, and then once I started playing, it just made it a lot easier to jump into the same, because one, I had already been going to the shows and met everybody, you know? And then just kind of having that where people have seen me before, they know I'm trying to have fun, that, you know, they can see that my personality comes through when I'm listening to music. And so that kind of helped, you know, build the brand at first, and now it's Now it's more of a passive branding, I feel like, through releasing mixes and live streams and just kind of, you know, posting and just kind of putting myself out there.
That's it.
As an artist, you know, as opposed to like an active like thought processes on this is how I want to brand myself, because for me, my brand is myself. So it's just kind of been putting myself out there a lot more than I was before.
I've been watching your marketing specifically. I think it's really great. I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
I think you just got to stay consistent, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, VLEX and Breakfast Club. What do you guys say about it?
I'm sorry. Oh, we were sidetracked. What was the question again?
Damn, no, we skipping you.
Can I get a lifeline?
Damn, talk about it. Talk about it.
Talking about branding.
Yeah, you're talking about branding though, right?
Yeah. Branding, marketing. How do you guys use it? Why is it important?
I'm honestly, I've had the same logo for God knows how many years now. I actually got my dude Boney the Tiger. He's a great tattoo artist. He's actually drawn me up a new one. So I actually used one that he made. A friend of his, what's her name? Nicole. She made us some graphic art, visuals for our live streaming. Like, you know, I obviously wanted something real like metal looking, but like it's not like the final project, so I'm excited to do that. And I think once I get that, I'm gonna do like a whole new like branding, really like push the Facebook and Instagram a little bit more.
I'm trying to use our live streaming as my source of branding right now. Like I said earlier, I've been making my project of our live stream to be different and unique. So that's, I guess, my way of doing my branding now, since I'm not out and about meeting people, you know, kind of like engaging. I figure if I have something that kind of draws the attention and makes them click, that's how I can get my name out there more now, is through a unique stream.
And you had t-shirts and stickers and shit. And
dude, I've got hats, I've got beanies.
You had the most merch in the world.
He's got more merch than all of us.
Yeah,
but you know what? That's awesome, though.
Everything.
Yeah, I love it.
Any way you can interact, honestly, is great.
Exactly. You know, I see people wear my stuff all the time. Like anytime I'm out playing, there's always at least one person. Yeah. Shout out Will Peters. I know he was watching this earlier. If he's still watching now, he always wears my DJ Buttercup shirt.
Yeah, we got a question from Brandon Thompson on the live stream.
James. I want to make sure we get your opinion on this, because you probably have, I think it's safe to say, you probably have the biggest social media following of all of us here. So I want to hear your take on, you know, how important branding is, marketing, maybe like one thing you did to help build your following.
Honestly, just getting quality photos, quality flyers, not spamming the flyers. You know, being pretty responsive to the messages that, you know, you get, keeping in touch with, you know, fans, people that give you compliments. Like, I try to reply to every comment on Instagram, and just, you know, actually interacting with your followers, making them feel like, you know, you remember them, what you do, because, you know, they're basically your friends, you know, that you don't get to see, people you meet at festivals, people you meet at shows. So, you know, I only use social media for work. I don't really, if you go to my page, I want to put more personal stuff on there. I just forget to, because I'm constantly trying to post stuff about DJing, you know, I'm not a big meme you know, I'm not like my boy Spencer with the memes, but I'll put some, like, I'll put like a couple up there that I like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's more like,
I just think,
even though you knew what memes were, James.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So, but I love them, and I mean, I think just being active on your social media in general is a good thing.
Activity is the biggest thing.
The live streams helped me, like I said, because I never went live. I like interacting with people. You know, I like talking to everybody right here. So I think it's great.
Now hit us with that question.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Thompson asked us, do you guys ever get nervous before a show? If so, when's the last show you got nervous on? Go ahead.
What do you think I drink so much Jameson?
VLEX and Breakfast Club, you guys go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I
I get like semi-nervous now. Like I'm probably the freshest out of all of us here. I mean, I've only been doing this for a year. In fact, a year ago today was my first ever time playing a show. Ironically, was Monarch. But,
Hey.
but
Love to see.
I mean, I kind of get a little bit nervous. I kind of actually get like a high from getting on the stage now. So it's not more so of a nervous of like playing. It's more nervous. Is the equipment going to work? Is everything set up? Like, am I going to go up there and did the last guy use like a different setting than me? And, you know, because I've opened up for Steve Aoki at Flanagan's over the past summer. And I remember the guy before me was using the like little crossfader bottom. So the thing wasn't set to through.
Dude, I remember that.
So I went to go up and I went to go put channel 2 on and there was no sound coming out.
I ran to the front like, yo, check the crossfader.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I remember that.
I don't get nervous so much to like, I would say I get nervous for the first like 3 songs. Once I got it going, you know, did my little check, I got everything set to how I want and I got my music rolling, then I'm usually pretty good. But I still get like a little bit of jittery right before I walk up there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the show for me. You know, like if it's Scully's and it's packed out, and like be good time slot. Like I'll be pacing back and forth, ripping shots up in the green room. But like as soon as I get down there, like first song out, it's like I'm like at home.
Yep.
So, how about you, James? You ever get nervous?
Dude, the most nervous I ever got was a show that I did with Mike. It was our first Dayglow together.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? And it was because
I got the video.
It not only was it a big show, but I think I had to play on CDJs for my first time ever, and it was at Dayglow.
Oh,
was that the one at Sugar Bar 2?
No, that was the Mets Memorial one.
Oh,
yeah, it was huge, bro.
Yeah, that is huge. I remember going to the very first one back when it was Boma. When they had it there, and they had that dude. He was like the devil from Acapulco.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah, no, that shit was crazy. I remember. I don't even think I was 21 yet.
But
that was a long time ago.
I can't imagine Govan getting nervous, but I want to make sure I get his opinion first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really get nervous. The most I get is like anxious, as in like let me at him. Like, you know how it's when they would like hold Scrappy Doo back and he's like, let me at him.
Yeah.
That's the worst that happens to me is as it gets closer to time for me to play. It's like, bro, I got so much shit on this jump drive. I need up there now. For me, because I rapped for 10 years. I played guitar and sang for a couple years. Like, I've been on stage in situations where I can fuck up. Me playing on CDJs, there's really not much I can fuck up. The worst that happens is I fuck a transition up and I kill it early. And you're going to forget by the time it drops because it's going to be gas. You know, like I have faith in my ear, you know, and I have fun with it. And it's the one place that I find peace. So I don't feel nervous about it. I get excited, you know, and like it's angst, but not in a bad way. It's like anxious when you first day of school when you got a new outfit type shit. Like, let's go.
Yeah, you're trying to flex.
Yeah. I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get up there and show them. You know, like, and
yeah, man. No, I definitely feel you, man.
The fun part for me is like that. For me, I've always felt at home on a stage, which is weird because outside of that, I don't really like the attention. I like to be left alone. But when I'm on stage, look at me. But when I'm off stage, look away. You know, it's like living a double life. It's weird.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You said when I'm not on stage, look away. Now, Govan, we've seen some of your outfits, bro. I gotta check this.
I know that's weird. Hey, bro, I be in Kroger with a pink mohawk. Like, why the fuck is everybody looking at me? And I remember, yeah, I know. I don't, bro. I be high. You know, I do and say shit that don't make sense all the time. but I mean it when I say it, though.
Right.
Mike, you ever get nervous?
No, man, I don't really get nervous anymore. I've basically come to the conclusion after however many years of DJing now that something's going to go wrong and it's never going to be a perfect show. And once I stopped like trying to make it a perfect show, like the mistakes bother you less. And then like Governor says, like you just hit them with the next one.
Yeah, I mean, even when you're doing the stuff at the Blue Jackets games?
No, man. Actually, to be honest with you, those are way easier than you expect. Like, the hardest part about those is being on the mic and just making sure that, like, if the camera's on me, I'm doing something interesting and I'm not just looking like.
You gotta hit him with the pose, you know.
Yeah, sadly, dude. I do be practicing those things.
Yeah. You be getting the mirror. It's like, oh, it's camera time.
I'm not that guy who like wants to be on camera unless I'm doing like battle tricks. So
what if you're on
I'm
like the
just
big?
DJing,
What if you're on like the big
Jumbotron.
screen in the middle, and then all of a sudden your voice cracks or something?
I mean, it happens. It happens, man. I've cursed on a mic in front of 20,000 people by accident. I've done.
What'd you say? What curse word?
I said
He
fuck.
probably said, I was gonna say he probably said damn or something. That's way worse.
No.
All these
I've cursed
all
at
these people
weddings.
covering their children's ears and shit.
Yeah, man, I cursed at weddings before. I was too hyped. It was like one of my really good friends, and I was really excited. And you know, she looks great. She looked great, and I said, "Yo, if you think the bride looks great tonight, put your fucking hands up." Nope. Hey, they put them up though. They put them up.
You're right, they did.
God damn.
So no, yeah, man. I've made enough mistakes that just I don't get nervous because I know something's gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to go through it.
Yeah.
Let's see. How long do you guys want to go for? I think I would like to continue. I got a couple more questions.
If they got
James,
more
when do you
questions,
get out of
I'll
here?
stick on. If not, I'm gonna roll up and make some music.
Yeah, James, when do you have to leave?
I got at least 10 more minutes.
All right, cool. So I want to ask, Jack, I'm going to try and get to your question. I got it. And then Samus, I'm going to get to yours, hopefully. But I want to at least start with one tip that people haven't heard before, something that's like maybe a secret, helpful to you, just something that we can give to people who check out the podcast. You know, something that if they think a good takeaway.
The sync button can be your friend.
Yeah,
Can it sing button?
Say a little louder.
Especially if you on some RX2s, because buddy, those jog wheels are loose.
I'm just, everybody always kind of judges and says the sync button doesn't work, sync button sucks, blah, blah,
I be
blah.
tapping that motherfucker like,
Hey, look, there's no faster way to match BPMs. No, yeah, like you can slide, but you know, I can just tap, and now my BPMs match.
I really hope
I'll have to slide, I'll have to mess it up. Like, it's like, I like to think of it as like cruise control in your car. Yeah, you can totally do it without it, but like, it's there. Like somebody spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in R&D to make that button. You might as well fucking do it.
don't make them waste it.
Right. What's wrong with it? It's there.
James, you're looking like you're about to talk some sense into this man. Go ahead.
No, honestly, like I know how it used to be. I know it used to be frowned upon in screen. Remember when screen watching was a thing? But now I feel like the perception is that's one less thing I got to deal with because I have to deal with 50 other things.
Yeah.
So like, okay, like if you don't want to use it, don't use it. And that's awesome. It doesn't mean you have to use it. You know, now if you live by it, I suggest practicing without it just in case.
No, for sure.
You know,
Because you might end up on something without one.
Exactly. But as far as like to answer that tip thing for DJs, I think just make sure you're mixing in key. You don't have to live by it, but it definitely helps.
A lot.
Especially with house
it really
music.
depends on what you're playing too. Like if you're playing trance music, like definitely you want to mix in key because it can sound bad. But like if you're playing dubstep, it doesn't matter. Like
It doesn't matter.
yeah.
But it does sound good.
It does sound better when you mix in key. Like a lot of the stuff, you can just drop it in.
Yeah, but there's nothing better than a house transition mixed in key, bro.
Right,
It's just,
especially when it bleeds over. That shit's fire.
yeah.
That's the best.
Govin, best tip.
Stop caring so fucking much.
Yep.
I feel like with a lot of this shit for a lot of people, it's so fucking serious. Like, I'm playing music to make you dance. I'll be damned if I get worked up over some shit like a sync button or how the next person's mixing. Like, if I didn't dance and it sounded shitty, then we can talk about it. But why would I care if I was dancing? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I feel like it's really just lighten up in general. This shit, everything that we do is for the party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Don't second guess yourself.
why would you fuck the party up by being so serious about some shit that's not that serious? You know? So I just think with the DJs, producers, consumers, fans in general, like this is art, you know? So like if you don't like what someone's doing, then move on to the next shit because it wasn't for you. But this is art. So find something you enjoy and enjoy the fuck out of it. You know?
For sure.
Agreed.
I'm going to bring it back something up we said earlier. I just always check the equipment you're working on, like have a checklist or just have one in your mind of what settings you need and then just kind of go through that because, you know, James, you've probably seen it a million times at Dalio or, you know, VLEX, you guys shows, go over and you throw shows with different equipment. It's just one less thing you got to worry about. If you know, I got to move the crossfader over, I got to set this channel to this, I have to make sure the headphones are I forget what it's called, you know, make sure the headphones are on the right setting. So that'd be my tip.
I have a big checklist.
Stereo mono.
Yeah.
Jack asked, will streaming be the new norm? You have 10 seconds. Go, Govin.
I think it'll be part of the norm. It's not like we're about to build this whole shit up and then once the clubs open up, we're going to stop doing it. If I'm at the crib on a Sunday and I feel like getting a groove off, I'm going to get a groove off and I'm going to go live. If you watch it, you watch it, you know? I'm going to be doing it anyway. So,
did you stream before the shutdown, though?
Did I? No.
Yeah. Okay, so you think it will? So you think streaming is going to be around?
I think it'll stay up. I think it'll be more of like you'll get that happening on weeknights. So you get motherfuckers who are making dinner. Somebody might go live at 6 o'clock. Now you got something to listen to while you're making dinner. You know, as opposed to just throwing on Spotify.
VLEX Breakfast Club.
I think it's gonna change a little bit. Like right now, it's everybody's game, but once clubs and stuff open up and people go out, I think it's gonna kind of flatten out, and it'll probably be down to like who has, you know, the people that will still do streaming is who has that following. I think it will drop off a little bit, and it will come out just like any other scene where it's, you know, people will kind of. Right now in its beginning stages, everybody's on the same level playing field. You know, you can't really get most of the equipment you need. Everyone's kind of rushing to kind of be out there and do it. But as time goes, people will kind of stand up and out, I think.
No, I think it's gonna take off more. Like you said, that one dude was live streaming like 100,000 some people. I mean, if there's 100,000 people watching somebody do this, people are gonna be like, there's money to be made. So why are we gonna stop it? We're gonna make it better and continue to do that and profit off of it. So I don't know. I mean, like it really depends on how festival season gets affected. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I think if it's like if all these festivals are getting canceled and there's nothing further down the line, they're gonna switch them all over to these like live streams like Hard Dance last night. Like that setup was like amazing. I watched like pretty much half of that entire stream.
I think we're going to start seeing people merging watch streams.
Yeah, like profit off of it.
Because like right now, like we're all streaming and stuff, but like, okay, it's not really paying our bills. We're like at least paying gigs and stuff like that is. Right now, it's kind of just doing it for the clout and stuff like that. So I think we're going to see people trying to make money in the future for the clout. What is it?
James?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all those points. I think you're going to see some of the bigger name DJs who, when they get back on their schedule and the playing out shows, I think they'll, you know, they're not going to give their mixing out for free on their live streams, but right now it's necessary. So it won't be as necessary for everyone. For me personally, I love doing it. I'm going to keep doing it at least.
I'm going to keep doing it.
I'm going to keep doing it a couple times. You know, I don't really go live ever, so this is my way of doing it. But I think it's going to be a thing for a long time. I think a lot of things are going to change, and hopefully long term for the better. I think people will start just being more safe, but I still think people eventually will get back out and, you know, stop stressing and have fun. Hopefully safe.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I on the one hand, I think if IG Live figures out a way to make it more like Twitch. Like maybe there's an IG Live where it's like horizontal and they let you do a better version of chat.
Just let you do it off the computer too, because like just being on the phone is such a hindrance. I'm not trying to have my phone monopolized. If I want to check a tweet or check a text message, I gotta leave the stream. I want to be able to.
It would be great if Instagram did. You could go to their website, just Instagram.com, and do it from your laptop.
Yeah,
that would fix it all. I feel like
100%, James, 100%. Because I mean, what if I'm trying to, Shazam Govin's set and he's playing on IG Live? You
ain't gonna be able to Shazam my set though.
Huh?
You ain't gonna be able to Shazam my set though.
Oh, okay. That's right. Until you start putting your records out.
Yeah, and we working on it.
So thank you for that question, Jack. James, how much time we got?
I got good time for one more. I'm gonna get set up here.
Cool. I wanted to ask, we talked about marketing a little bit. What do you guys think matters more in 2020, marketing or skills?
Marketing. Well, honestly, my opinion is I think they're two different things. I feel like, there's the people out there that have the skills and they're kind of maybe like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I definitely feel they're two separate things. I mean, there's definitely, just like DJing and producers are separate things. I think marketing and skills are two different things, but you could have lesser skills and really market yourself out there and people will come and see you, or you could be one of those people who's just nobody knows who you are, but you throw a fire set and eventually gets out word of mouth. But I think marketing is kind of like maybe takes the higher road just because we're more of like a capitalist country or whatnot. Everything kind of goes off of that. And there's so much you can do with marketing, a little goes a long way. You can pay $1 a day on Facebook to get your page viewed by 100 people that haven't seen it before. You can get your name out there real easy. Something like that, yeah.
Just throw a helmet on, you'll get famous.
I think.
Corrupt, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with skill because I'm in the open format side of things, and I know for a fact that when the bars open back up, it's gonna take that skill to keep the bar busy, keep the party rocking. It's gonna take the crowd reading. It's gonna take. I think about somebody like DJ Sturge, who's one of my great friends, but I look up to him a lot as a DJ. Very, very skilled. He's not really blasting his Instagram, but everybody knows he can rock a party. So I think that's going to be important, at least on my side of things. And but I think marketing in general, like if you can.
It's cutting out.
Yeah, losing you, James.
James, we're losing you.
Me?
Yeah. Can you speak up a little bit?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were losing you in the mic.
Sorry. I was just saying, marketing is going to be important too, especially, when these venues are going to want all.
Your game.
They're going to want all of the promotion from you as possible. So I think if you're going to be out there on your socials, you have a following, that's great. But it's going to come down to, can you keep 100 people? Because I don't think the bars are going to be crazy packed in the beginning.
No.
So can you keep a party with a half of a room? I think that's going to be very important.
The governor.
I think it really depends on what arena you're talking about. Because for what James is talking about, the skill is going to always take paramount. Because what you guys are doing in open format, marketing is not as big of a thing as it is when you're doing if I'm trying to play shows and open for shows, because
correct.
Your job is for the owner of whatever place you're playing or the promoter to have faith in you to keep the party going. Whereas my job is for the person who's throwing the party to notice me so they can hire me to do it.
Right.
So I think that in in the clubs and the bars, it's going to be much more based on your skill once it gets back, and the people who have that trust and longevity as when it first starts back up. But when it comes to booking people for festivals, or when it comes to opening shows and all that, marketing becomes more important, because I need you to see that I'm still here, because you don't know where to look because everything's upside down right now. So it's a balance where you want to be at with it. But I think that for me, maintaining momentum and keeping that going is important. Like, the skill has to be underlying, because marketing without skill means nothing.
Exactly.
But I think that the marketing becomes more important, like 60-40 when it comes to that, because I can be a sweet ass DJ, but if you pay me to be at the club and don't nobody show up, or nobody wants to stay, nobody's going to come early for that. That does nothing for the promoter when we're at the bottom right now, Right. So it's going to be a combination of it. I think much more skill on the open format and like the bar side of it, when you're dealing with people who aren't buying a ticket to come see someone play specifically, as opposed to just paying a cover to be in a party. I think that's where that line is drawn at marketing versus skill, at least initially when we open back up.
I'm gonna say marketing probably matters more than skill, not necessarily to me, but I just mean in the game. The reason I said is because I think someone could easily get a gig with 100% marketing and 0 skills. So I think
I seen it.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I said I seen it.
Yeah,
I see it all the time.
And I think DJing is becoming easier. I mean, James, I don't know about you, but there's definitely parties that I've been at where it gets to be midnight and I go, shoot, I could have just played Rap Caviar front to back and not even had like that.
With 10-second Spotify crossfader on it. Would have been fun.
Man. So between that, I think skills will keep you in the game. Like, will give you more longevity. Like, skills will keep you in the business. But I think right now in 2020, if I had to pick, I'll take the guy who can market their ass off. And I think a lot, and James, you could probably, actually, you guys could all probably say this because we all know how ticket sales and, what's your draw, that type of question, how important that is. So I go marketing, and I'd say probably 70-30 in 2020.
Good point. I can agree with that, especially at the beginning.
Yep.
Well, I think, Corrupt, you have to go, so let's wrap up. I want everyone to maybe give us your socials, let people know where they can find you, and then maybe what project you're most proud of that they should check out.
Go ahead, guys.
All right. Well, you can catch me on Instagram, Facebook, at Breakfast Club, spelled BRKFST KLUB. And I just put out a quarantine mix on SoundCloud that's linked on my Facebook and probably my Instagram. So follow me, check out that mix. Pretty dope, nice and heavy dubstep.
Follow me on Instagram, straight Blexin. Right now, I'd probably say right now I'm just proud of our streaming that we got going on. I would definitely check it out. We put a lot of effort into it, and it looks really good.
Cool. Governor.
For me, it's Governor Jones, JONES, on SoundCloud and Facebook. I do have a project coming out, not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. I don't know what date that is. I will post it on. I don't even know what day it is right now. But yeah, I got that coming out on Mishab. I'm gonna be on SoundCloud, Spotify, and all that. And yeah, I don't know. For me, the thing I'm most proud of right now is what I've been able to get out of Ableton. It's been a long, I won't say a long journey, but I finally got here. It's been something I've been working towards for at least the last year, and it feels good to feel like I finally get it. So look for a lot of new music coming out.
Yeah, and I'll say this about Govin. Like, most producers that I know really don't get good until 5 years, and when Govin was showing me his tracks, I'm not hating because Govin knows I love him, but I was like, man, this probably ain't gonna sound very good. And he played it for me in the club, and the 3 songs he played were fire. So I'm massively impressed.
I agree.
With the speed that
I don't know if I've seen anybody just like go from 0 to 100 as quick as Govin, because I remember literally last year, January 18th, when I got my RX2 in the mail and his ass came over, we took it out of the box and we spent 10 hours that night learning how to play music together. Now look at us here, like, what's that, 15 months down the road?
Dude, you're cranking them out quick too, man. Like I'm impressed with that the most. Is how
Govin's
put
killing
a
it.
quality track out like pretty quick.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Yeah. James, go ahead.
Instagram is DJ Corrupt, and I guess I just put a Club Killers mix out, clubkillers.com. If you go there, I'm pretty proud of that. It's #1 streaming or trending on Mixcloud right now, so that was a pretty cool thing to see. It's mostly trap and hip hop mashup, but it was a lot of fun to make and a big achievement to get on their mix show.
I'll go check that out.
Heck yeah.
And then you're streaming after this tonight, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on pretty much all socials at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna do a piano house set.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
And then I'm DJ Access. It's at DJAXCESSMUSIC, AXCESS on all socials. Project I'm really proud of right now is finally got my mixes on Spotify. So now people who don't use Mixcloud can check out my mixes. You just search DJ Access Mixes, and those will pop up. So if you work out, if you like house music, if you like EDM, if you like hip hop and top 40, there's something there for you, and there's more coming as I kind of update my catalog. But I just want to say thank you to our guests, Governor VLEX, Breakfast Club, and especially my co-host James. We've been talking about doing something like this, like whispering, for a really, really long time. And now that we finally have time to do it, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I hope, James, you are too.
Yeah, man.
We'll be doing this more. We don't know if we have a schedule, but I definitely want to have more conversations with more DJs. So, James, why don't you wrap it up for us?
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, you did a great job, Mike, putting it, setting up the stream, and we appreciate you and all the questions you set up for us. Yeah, this is great. I think, this is a way that we can all, bring the DJ community in Columbus together. I think we got to continue doing this kind of stuff. And it was great to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I had fun, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And this will be up on my YouTube. So if you missed a part of it and you want to go back and watch, or you want to share it with a friend, youtube.com, search DJ Access, and it should be up there by the end of the weekend. Have a great weekend of streams, everybody. Be safe. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
See you.
See you guys.
Yeah.